Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday, the 16th day of March, 2026. I hope you're all safe and healthy today and that you enjoyed your weekend and that your family is safe and healthy and that they enjoyed their weekend as well. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders, always trying to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children, victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The people out here trying to help rescue and recover people that are victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that cause these industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless, more than 700,000 men, women, children, senior citizens, families, military veterans, homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game yesterday at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks beat the Golden State Warriors in a very close game yesterday, a game that was much closer than it should have been, actually. Basically, it was 110-107. And when I saw the starting lineup for the Golden State Warriors, two things. Number one thing, I knew that Steve Kerr is one of the greatest offensive minds in the history of the NBA. So no matter what five he had out there, they were going to be running his off-ball stuff, which is genius level. When you watch how they move without the ball, where they set picks, and how their players cut, you can almost have anybody out there, and it's going to be a game because that's how they play. The second thing is I said, okay, they got Podziemski out there and basically four G-Leaguers. So the Knicks got to come ready to play. They did. Now, Mike Brown stressed after the game, and this is the thing, it kills me. They asked him, are you looking at changing the lineup? And he said, no. But of course, all of the media and all of the content, we got to change the lineup. Because you just need any type of catnip to start drama, right? Then they asked him, and then, of course, Bondi comes back and said, well, why not change the lineup? Because he's pushing this crap, and most of y'all are listening to him. And he said, no, I'm not looking to change the lineup. If I need to, I will. So then I said, okay, the reason, like today, for example, it's 11:27 as I'm doing this. It's much later than I usually would be doing my video because I was doing some research. I had to do some research. I wanted to see the lineups. I wanted to see who works, who didn't work. And as it turns out, if you're going to change the starting lineup, Deuce McBride is the choice. It's not even Shamet, and Shamet is good. The Knicks are phenomenal with Deuce McBride in the lineup. But this is the thing. He plays better with Mikal Bridges and Brunson and Hart. They don't do as well with OG. So you're not sitting OG. But when Deuce is playing with Brunson, they rough. Especially, and this is still a problem. This was a problem yesterday. When Brunson focuses the opening part of the game on shooting and scoring, the Knicks do not do well. Now, yesterday, overall, all the Knicks, they were a step slow. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, especially OG. I was a little disappointed in OG, but I said to myself, well, he is human. He can't be like automatic lockdown every game, right? But he was a step slow. He was slow to close out. He was slow to catch backdoor cutters. I was a little surprised. Maybe that he took a hard shot to his face. And I'm surprised when they put him back on the court, his nose was still bleeding. I was like, well, somebody stop this. He shouldn't be playing. And they had to run another couple of times up and down the court before they figured out, listen, you need to take him out. But he was a step slow. Brunson was taking all the shots in the first quarter, in the second quarter mostly, and missing. That's even worse. So now you're not, and there was several times, I stopped counting how many times the Knicks came down the floor, Brunson shot, and nobody else touched the basketball except the guy taking it out of bounds. Cannot do that. And so I looked up the stats. I went in Basketball Reference and I looked up the stats. When Brunson takes 20 shots or more, the Knicks are 20-16, which is winning, but they're 20-16. And that happened 36 times. He took 20 shots or more 36 times. and the Knicks are 20-16. 28 times he took less than 20 shots. So it's a nice sample size. So 20, almost half, right? So 28 times this season, Brunson took less than 20 shots, 19 shots or less. The Knicks are 23-5. They play their biggest games when the ball is moving. This is, again, you look at Golden State yesterday, and this is a good example. No matter who's playing for Golden State, okay? No matter who's playing, the ball is going to be moving. That's the system. Now, that's Steve Kerr. In New York, see, so you got the star, obvious star of Golden State is Stephen Curry. But if you watch Stephen Curry, he's moving without the basketball. He's not coming down with the ball and just chucking a three. He might do it if he's doing a heat check, because he's one of the greatest shooters. You know, I would say top 3 all time greatest shooter is Stephen Curry, definitely. Okay, but he even doesn't do that. But in New York, and he's the head of the snake in Golden State. In New York, it's Brunson. He's the head of the snake. So that's a big difference there. So with Golden State, most of the time, the ball's going to be moving. Okay, most of the time, the ball's going to be moving. And that alone gives you a chance to stay in the game. Okay, along with, of course, solid defense. So yesterday, they're missing Curry. They're missing Butler. They're missing Green. And they almost beat the Knicks. Again, this is the league. Santos was looking like a superstar out there. And I'm not saying Santos is a bad player. He's in the league. But come on now. He was killing us. Okay? I knew Podziemski was going to be their head of the snake without Brunson there. He's been like that. He is. He's really legit. That boy is legit, and he's good. Okay? But it was the Knicks not moving the basketball, which causes, for some reason, this is how it works. Brunson chucks up a shot. Nobody else touches the ball, and then they start slacking on defense. Okay? That's what happens. Yesterday, in addition to that, they were just a step slow. So they were a step slow, Brunson's shooting too much, and nobody's getting involved, and the defense sucked. And they still won the game, which we're glad, but this is just showing you how good a team we have. To play like crap, that was probably one of the worst games I've seen them play this year. They played like crap yesterday. And when I see OG and Anobi missing defensive assignments, I'm like, this is not good. This is not good at all, okay? Not at all. So that wasn't good. Now, Shamet, Jordan Clarkson, and this is again why I'm telling y'all, the Knicks don't need to make no changes in terms of go get this guy, go get that guy. It was Shamet, it was Clarkson, right? It was Mitchell Robinson, basically your bench that came in and saved the Knicks yesterday, okay? Because again, this is the difference. Now, last year they talked about Tom Thibodeau, and people like to compare the Tibbs to Brown. But it was different under Tibbs. For example, Tibbs tried to change the lineup in the playoffs last year. Bad move, number one, bad move. But the thing is that he learned too late. Is the reason that he needed to change the lineup wasn't because the guys were tired. To me, that's the cop-out answer. Really what it is if you look at Brown, he has been playing his bench all year. Okay, he's been playing his bench all year. So when he brings in a Clarkson, he brings in Mitchell Robinson, he brings in Mo D, he brings in Alvarado, you are going to get a team that looks different than the starting group and has different types of weapons and will hurt you in different ways so that you don't have the same group. With the Knicks, that he was playing the same 7 guys, and so you get the key on certain guys and you know where he's going. And that's what happened. And it looks like they don't have no offense. But what it is the opponents done figured you out because you've been playing that all year. And they already know what they do now. But when you have a good starting 5, and right now the starting 5 for the Knicks has played together 400 minutes and they're +3, okay? Not breaking the bank or anything, but listen, +3, okay? 400 plus minutes, +3. Now, you put McBride in that lineup, 111 minutes with you change OG for McBride. And I'm not saying we should sit OG, don't get it twisted. But it's like +20. Okay? Or you change, you keep McCall and OG in there, and you take out Hart plus 29. It's like 100 minutes. It's not a big sample size, but it just gives you a hint what they could do with McBride. And that's why, if Brown has not changed the lineup, I'm trying to tell y'all, he's not going to just do it except for McBride. Okay? That's where you would get the change. If there was going to be a change, it'd be McBride. The problem is Josh Hart plays better. I used to think, and he was, like, it didn't matter if he came off the bench or not. He plays the same. But I think maybe because he's older, now he's 31, and like I said, he's 31. In 2 years, you're going to see Kumo D start. And, and this is the thing, because now, 2 years from now, right, Brunson will be between 31 and 32. McCall will be like 30. Cat will be like 32, still in their prime. And you put 22, 23-year-old Kumo D in there, who's going to be 2 years better. That's when you're going to start to see some fire. But right now, we're dealing with what we got, so we can't do it now. But with Hart, he's a little older. So he's taking a little bit longer. I mean, this is what happened. The first 5 minutes, I was yelling at the TV, take Hart out, take him out, take him out. And the reason I did that was not, see, most of y'all catch how many shots he's missing. That's not the problem. You got to remember, championships are won on the defensive end of the floor. No defense, no bueno. So what was the problem? First 3 possessions, Hart gets beat. Now, this is how he got. It's not just that he got beat. It's how he got beat. Who was it? It was either Podziemski or one of the other guys. I couldn't even tell you except for Podziemski or Sanders because I never seen these guys before. They was like I said, Podziemski, the lottery pick, and 4 G League dudes. So one of them G League dudes had the ball at the foul line. He just ran right by. Josh Hart was like his feet was in mud. That happened twice. Then he's slow on the weak side. We talked about the weak side 3-point coverage. He's slow on the closeout. Okay? Just step slow. Now, they all were yesterday, but how they got that early lead, Josh Hart ignited them with terrible defense. And usually, in these scenarios, you can kind of count on OG to back him up, right? But OG was a step slow yesterday. Now we down 20. And I'm looking at this and saying, this is a nightmare. This is a freaking nightmare. Like, I knew they won't come back. I wasn't worried about them coming back. Because one thing about Brunson, okay, shoot too much sometime. I ain't going to front. But the boy is still an assassin. And so you're going to get that, when it's time, third and fourth quarter, they coming. And the thing is, with Brunson, he plays best with his homeboys. So Hart and Bridges, that's just how the flow goes. So like they were going to be coming, okay? They were going to be coming in that third and fourth. So I wasn't really like, okay, the first quarter they down 35-14. They go into the half and they outscore in the second quarter Golden State by 5, right? But now they still down. Then they come out the third quarter and start busting, and then the fourth quarter was 27 all, but they held on to win. But the thing is, you don't want to have to be coming back from 20 down. Nice that we won. We like that. We got to keep stacking up these dubs. We got to keep grinding. But you don't want to have to do that all the time. That just takes a lot of energy, okay? So if Brown is going to make a change, and I don't think he is yet, because he don't have Deuce. Now, if Deuce was healthy, you might see him try that. You might see him try a couple of games with Deuce, and I don't know who he would sit because he's not going to sit OG. Deuce is dynamite with the other guys. The other 4, without OG, he's dynamite. I mean, he really is. But you can't sit him. And then I looked at the games Deuce started. All of the games Deuce started, somebody is out. Another starter is out. Otherwise, he's not starting. So. But it depends on who was out. The worst losses they had with Deuce starting was because not only was, let's say, Brunson out, but Mitchell Robinson wasn't playing, okay? Or they were missing Mitchell Robinson, Brunson, and some other starter. That's where they would have problems. But if you just had one starter missing and you had Mitchell Robinson playing, they were balling, okay? They were always balling. So that depends, on Deuce starting. But when you get Deuce out there with Brunson, they both short, right? But they get things done. So at this time, I don't think they're going to change the starting lineup because Deuce is not here. But Brunson is the key here. Again, 23-5 when he takes 19 shots or less. What that means is he's passing the ball. And for him to take 19 shots, he's still taking a good amount of shots, but he's taking them in the flow. And again, let's compare it to Stephen Curry. When Stephen Curry is playing, he's not handling the ball 90% of the time. He's cutting off the ball, and he's like the road runner. He's just like Bridges, like he's cutting off the ball all night long. He's in tremendous shape. And even at age, whatever, 30-something he's at. And then when he catches the ball off the pass, he is lethal, as we know. So that's why, that's the difference, okay? And if you look at team stats for the Golden State Warriors, I didn't even look at it yet. I'm looking at it the first time with you. I'm guaranteed, though, they're going to be up there in terms of assists. I would not be surprised. Let me just see, as a team, they average 29 assists a game, okay? 29. This game yesterday, and the games they struggled to win, the Knicks are less than 24 assists, 23, 20. But when they're winning, like Brown was mentioned in the Denver game, and yes, they blew Denver out. They had 44 assists. But I like to look at the Denver game before that. It was a double overtime win for the Knicks. They had like 30 assists. Okay? That's big for this particular team. The ball has to move. It affects them on the defensive end. It's just obvious. I hate to admit that because you don't want to think that, well, damn, if nobody's touching the ball, they ain't going to play defense. But that's what's been happening. If Brunson is shooting too much, and yesterday he did, I was like, what the hell, man? Come on, man. And I'm yelling at the TV, pass the damn ball. Pass the ball, Kobe. That's what I kept saying. Pass the ball, Kobe. And I'm watching them fall behind. And sometimes he scores. Footwork is elite, but that's not the point. And that's what people miss. The point is the whole team needs to be in the rhythm for them to win. You don't want to have Brunson having to shoot 30 times. You want Brunson to be shooting less than 20, and you want everybody touching that ball. But no. Yesterday, our boy, and look at this here. Now, and again, we talk about, if you want anybody shooting the ball, the more, we've said this before, you want Karl Anthony Towns shooting that thing. You want him handling that route. And yesterday, for example, even though Towns, like everybody else, was a step slow on defense, he plus minus was at even. He only shot 12 shots. Brunson had 20 shots. The next guy was Bridges. He had 10 shots. So Brunson had almost double Bridges shots, double Karl Anthony Towns shots, and we barely won the game. Okay? Now Brunson's plus 7. Okay? Whatever. He had 9 assists. Great. But it's deceiving. Why do I say that? Look at James Harden's stats. James Harden could lead the league in assists, and he ain't going nowhere. You got to get your whole team involved from the beginning of the game. Everybody's got to touch the rock. And you don't need to be focusing on starting the game, taking a whole bunch of freaking shots. And again, this is something that's consistent. Like I said, they're 23-8. 23-8. When he is shooting less than 19 or less than 20 shots. They're 20-16, which means it's a bit tougher to get dubs when he's shooting more than 20. Okay? And we saw that against Indiana, and we saw that against Golden State. Now, Coach was like, they starting slow, and he's right. They are starting slow. That's not, it's not a whole season thing. Okay? It's not a whole season thing. It's a recent thing. And again, I'm tying it to how many shots Brunson's starting off the game shooting. Scoring 20 in the first quarter looks nice, and it's good for the ratings of the TV. Jalen Brunson's got 20 points by this first quarter. Great. But are we trying to let Jalen Brunson be the star of the media? Or are we trying to win a chip? Like I said, we lost to the Lakers because Brunson decided it was Brunson against Luka. instead of it was the Knicks against the Lakers. When he starts thinking like that, we in trouble. Okay? We in trouble. He could score 40 and we lose. Okay? So when he starts thinking it's the Knicks against the Lakers, or the Knicks against the Pacers, or the Knicks against Golden State Warriors, and he understands it's all the Knicks, our team is so good. And that's what I'm saying. We won this game. We should have lost yesterday. We should have lost this game yesterday. If it was any year but this year, we'd have lost this game. Okay? And that difference is Brown. Because Brown, yesterday, he went 5 deep. Alvarado, Shamet, Clarkson, Robinson, Diawara. He went 5 deep yesterday. And that was it. He did not play Sohan. He did not play Huporti. He did not play Kolik. He went 5 deep. And you don't want to get too much because you start throwing people out there. You was just showing that you're desperate. And he has done that. But Mitch Robb played 17 minutes, got 10 boards. Diawara played 11 minutes. I thought he should have played more. I didn't like when he took Diawara out. I was like, you don't want to take him out. But he's a rookie, so you're going to see stuff like that. But the more minutes Diawara plays, the better he gets. But anyway, he played Diawara 11 minutes. Diawara was -5. Robinson was -6. But they're going Jordan Clarkson. And see, this is what when you get a guy like that, I'm not saying they should play Clarkson all the time or shouldn't. I'm not saying should or shouldn't. I'm sure you're going to give me your opinion. But what I'm saying is they can't prepare for all the weapons we have. You're going to miss somebody. In this case, it was Jordan Clarkson. And he is West 4th Street offense, man. He going to come in there and do business. And that's what he did. Now, he had not been shooting the ball well, except for that starting at that Utah game seemed to have clicked him on. So now he took 11 shots yesterday, scored 14. He was plus 14. Okay, Alvarado -13, Shamet +3. And again, Shamet shot 3 of 10. But what you got to notice with Landry Shamet, which I noticed, is how hard he is working on the defensive end of the floor. He's working extremely hard. It's very difficult to put the type of energy that he puts in on defense on the perimeter and still come out and be a high scorer. It's not easy to do. That's why they call them two-way players. Not everybody could do that. So he would rather focus on his defense. And then if he's locking down shots, then that's good too. And that's what he's been doing. But look, it was the bench. You brought them cats in there and you started to flow. Now, Josh Hart started slow. He scored 7, but he was plus 17. He started getting rebounds, started running. And again, he started coming on late. But the whole thing started off the wrong tilt because our boy JB was just hogging the freaking basketball. Can't do it, okay? Can't do it. Let everybody touch the ball. And that's all I'm saying. Come down the floor, let everybody touch the ball. Again, look at Golden State. They come down the floor, everybody's touching the ball. If Stephen Curry's in there, he might end up taking the shot. But before he shoots, everybody touches the basketball. Once they cross half court. I'm not talking about the guy taking it out. You cross half court, everybody touches the basketball. Okay? Then he shoots. It's not, I want to say it's not hard, but it is hard because it is the league. But it's got to be a focus. It's got to be a focus to get this done. Now, a good test is coming up tomorrow. It's Indiana. And this is the thing. Again, against certain teams, you throw out the records. You just throw out the records. Forget the records because they don't matter because it's the rivalry. Okay? So you throw out the records when it comes to the Indiana Pacers. And they're going to come in this Madison Square Garden. They're going to come to beat your ass tomorrow. And look, right now, they're listing Nembhard, Shepard, game time decision, Pascal, game time decision. But there's an estimate of return that BSPN puts out. All of them are expected to be available tomorrow. So Pascal, Nembhard, Shepard, Obi, Neesmith, they coming for blood tomorrow. It's good because now the focus has got to be team basketball. Start off aggressive, as Mike Brown said, physical and aggressive, and Mr. Brunson, pass the freaking ball. Let everybody touch it. See, this is the thing. He is so good. Come third quarter, fourth quarter, can't nobody stop him. He's the assassin. So he's the head of the snake. But if the head of the snake is just taking all the ball, nobody else is involved, he's playing by himself. Can't win like that. Jordan couldn't do it. Jordan didn't start winning until he got Pippen and he got Craig Hodges and he got, Steve Kerr, and he started passing the ball. He still took the most shots, but he was passing the ball. Kobe couldn't win until he got Andrew Bynum. He got guys, and he started passing the ball. When it came time for winning, you knew who was taking the shot. But to get there, you need help. And I remember Ray Allen was telling him that. He said, listen, Kobe, that's when Shaq left. He said he ain't winning nothing until he learned it's team. And he did. And they won 2 more in a row after Shaq left. So what I'm saying is Brunson has got to pick up this memo, okay? And start playing team ball. The starter game. Get everybody involved. And we'll do a lot better. So this is good that we're looking at this now. Here we come down the stretch. The Knicks have been playing tremendous defense. And look, the game 110, 107. In today's NBA, that's a low-scoring game. When teams are scoring 120 a game, 118 a game, 125 a game, especially the Warriors. So that the defense was decent. Even at the end of the game, when they was a step slow all game, they came on. But again, this is one of the worst games I've seen the Knicks play. And they still won. So it's a good opportunity tomorrow to get right. This is what? You're getting right. You're not playing Oklahoma City. You're not playing Detroit. You're not playing Boston. But you are playing a team that wants to come beat your ass. So you got to play right. It's going to be a good game. I think they'll do it. I mean, get right. I can't guarantee a win. I don't like to do that. But I think, and that's what Mark Brown was saying. Listen, if they play the right way, win or loss, we'll take it. And that's what I'm saying. Play the right way. It'll usually work out for us more times than not. But don't play the wrong way and have to scrap to win a game when you could really win easily if you're playing right. Play the right way. You'll enjoy it Monday. Sure.